Hello, hello. This is Kimmi with Notary Life from Kimmi, and also along with Alexis. You want to
Hello,
introduce
everyone.
yourself?
Alexis, Mobile Notary Services by Alexis.
Yes, welcome everyone. We just thought we'd hop on a little bit. Hey, Frank, you made it. Yes. What's going on with you, Frank? How was your day? What did you do out there today? What's going on? Frank, I love
Hello.
your story you told a few weeks ago about having to do the work of another notary. I think you put it, I don't know if you put it in my YouTube comments or if you put it in the Facebook comments, but I remember your story and I thought that was a good story. Frank from Lower Alabama. He
Yeah.
always say from LA. Frank had to clean up. Oh, you didn't do anything today? Frank had to clean up someone else's work, basically. So that's what we always say. If you're a good notary, you will shine.
Yeah.
And they were super excited. I want to say they gave you a tip too, right, Frank? Hey, Audrey, welcome. Hey, Juju. What's up,
Hello.
ladies? How are you all? It just seemed like we know you guys so much better since we had that little meet and greet. I'm telling you.
It does.
We want to say hey to everybody on the replay. Also, Angela is supposed to join us as well as Sharia, which is a former student, and she has some difficulties in her business, and she's going to be up front, and talk about it tonight. So I'm so excited. Hey, Gina. Hey,
Hello.
Gilmore Wanda. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Anybody on Facebook yet? Well, they are on Facebook, aren't they? Hey, Shannon. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to everybody here and those who will be on the replay. So we are waiting on, well, I guess we don't have to wait on nobody. You got any stories you want to tell, Alexis, while we wait for Angela and
I was trying to check.
Sharia?
Yeah, actually, I do. I had a couple things today that happened. Good things, of course. I went to a client of mine who his mom is elderly. He's her caretaker, and he called me before for a lot of. They had a whole bunch of documents they needed done, but they were so sweet the first time I went over there. And he called me today and he was like, hey, I need something else done. I got a power of attorney. My mom needs done as soon as possible. So they were trying to do some things with their house. And basically I told him my price. He was like, it doesn't matter because he knows the quality of work I do. And I've done work
Okay.
with him before. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't care about that at all. And I was like, okay. And yeah, I went over there, very nice, once again, and he gave me a really nice tip. And that, it was funny because I kind of went down on my price with him already. So the fact that he tipped me, I was just kind of really just, grateful and thankful for the fact that he did that because he didn't have to at all.
Right.
I was appreciative of the fact that he called me again because it was
Right.
another big job. The first one he had was kind of big, and then this one was a big job. So it's just being appreciative. I was just really appreciative for that situation. Because when
Right.
people call you repetitively, it just shows you like you're doing something different. You're doing what you need to do out there. And he was like, I
Yeah.
get these cards out all the time. And he was just hyping me up. I felt good leaving there.
That is
Really
so
sweet.
nice. I can see it
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah, he was really, really sweet.
Very nice. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Frank. Hey, welcome everyone. Hey, Jaylene, Nakendria. Hey, Rhonda, TJ. Welcome everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Celeste. What's going on, Linda? So I was talking to Frank also in the comments. And a few weeks ago, he had a job and another notary didn't do the job properly. So Frank was called. Frank did a great job. The client's father and son loved him. And I think what it was, Frank, if you remind me, I don't know if you're camera shy or not. Frank, remind me if I'm, like I said, if I'm wrong, but his son had asked a family friend to notarize the documents, is what happened. The family friend messed it all up. So they had to end up calling Frank out. So when Frank went out, he did a great job. And they also tipped him. And now he's saying he got a great report from the dad in the comments. So
Oh,
that was a really funny story. I remember you putting that in there in the comments. Welcome to everybody live and those that will watch on the replay. We are so glad you guys are here. So I'm gonna wait. Hey, Marchetta, how are you? And I saw somebody from New Mexico. Who was that? Yes. Hey, Loida, welcome, New Mexico. I was like, okay. And Jersey's in the house. New Jersey. Let me get it right. New Jersey. Georgia. Hey, welcome everybody. Frank said I got the story correct. Okay, very good. So see, I read the comments, y'all. I read the comments. And that was a really good story with Frank. And it happens to myself, Alexis, and Angela all the time. We are cleaning up other people's stuff. Yeah. So you want to be a good notary, like Alexis said. It feels good. Sometimes it ain't always about the money. We say that. It's nice to get paid and we want to, right? But it really is not all about the money. We are about providing great service because why? That means they're going to call you out again. Hey, BB, welcome. First live. Welcome. So if you guys have any comments or something you want to share about your day, drop it in there. And we will definitely talk about it. So while we wait for our guest, I'm going to go over a few things. So you guys know I have my courses on sale, right? For $24.50 until Saturday night, which is May 20... Saturday night is May 21st, right? Everything is on sale till midnight, $24.50. My fingerprint course, if you are not doing ink fingerprinting, it should be on your Google My Business page. But we don't put anything on our page that we don't know how to do, right? So first of all, so that's the one course. The other course is Notarize Like a Pro, where I teach you how to notarize documents as you and I sitting in the room. Hey, VB, yeah, I do try to reach out fast as I can. Thank you for that. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. And then also my other course is the I-9. Every state can do that except California. You have to be an immigration specialist to do it there. Hey, Ursula, welcome. First time joining. Yes, I'm glad you're here. So what other course? That's 3. What's the 4? Oh, how to build your business. So a lot of times you may know how to notarize, but now you don't know how to actually build the business. So my other last course, I'll take you step by step how to build the business. So I actually got a few calls. I am so happy for you guys that are adding these additional services to your business. Because as I always say, when somebody call you for ink fingerprinting, it's not every day. Do you get that call every day, Alexis?
No, not at all.
No. But when your phone rings, do you know how to do it?
Yep.
Do you get the I-9 call every day?
No.
No. But when your phone rings, do you know how to do it?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I might get 2 or 3 I-9s in one day. I really will. Just depends. Sometimes the first of the month, a lot of hiring is going on. For those of you who are new with us, the I-9 form is basically you just helping a company that an employee works remote and you're serving as the company's representative just to verify that the ID that the employee is presenting is correct. So let's talk about these questions that somebody had. These are good questions too, guys. So about my fingerprinting course, the question came up, why do I say you should provide 2 cards? Well, normally that's the standard when people come to me for fingerprinting. They'll say they need 2 cards. I always ask them, do you need 1 or 2? If they say they don't know, I just provide 2. Why? It doesn't cost that much to buy those supplies, the ink fingerprinting supplies. So I just go ahead and provide 2. Anything over 2, though, I do charge per card. So you have to charge whatever you want to charge. So that person asked me about fees too. So as I teach in the course, I just charge a travel fee. There's not a lot of people that do the ink fingerprinting. So you can base that on your area too. How many people do ink fingerprinting? If it's a lot, then you got to check your competition, check the area. When I say check the competition, I don't mean call people. I just mean if you say your price is too, like say you say $55 and they say, oh, that's high. Somebody else quoted me. But usually a $50 mark is not high for fingerprinting. In New York, they're doing $100, $150 per thing for fingerprinting. Depends on where you are. Let me invite Angela up. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Angela.
Hi. You wouldn't believe what just happened to me, but go ahead.
I'm wondering why you late. What's going on with you?
So I had a signing at 7 o'clock, right? Right up the street off 124. So the man that the customer, I get there and he couldn't find his driver's license. It took him 30 minutes to find his driver's license.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't start filling out no paperwork because if he didn't have no driver's license, I couldn't do the loan modification.
Right.
So I had to wait till he find. I had to wait till he find his driver's license to do the right thing. I just had to sit there and wait.
Is it me or is Angela frozen?
No, she breaking up. on my end.
Angela, you're breaking up, huh? Angela, you're breaking up. I might have to take her out the screen. Let me take her out. I'm going to remove her, y'all. She'll come back. Let me remove her for now. So back to that first question. So why do I give 2 fingerprint cards? Is because, again, they don't cost that much, and I want to provide excellent service. And I do charge for each additional card. And the other question about the fingerprinting was, if the client has pink, orange, or green hair, they're asking, the student asked me, what do you put on the card? Because that's not an option. Your options are your standard colors, black, blonde, or brown, right? So if they have orange, pink, or any color like that, I'm going to ask them, what is your natural hair color? Because that's not an option on the fingerprinting card. So that would be my answer to that. And my other question they asked about fingerprinting was, what do I do if it's a rejection? Let's see, can we get Angela back? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Angela?
Yes, am I still breaking up?
You were bad. Now you're good. You want to continue, and then I'll go back to these questions or answers, rather. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I was just saying that the guy could not find his driver's license, asking his wife, did I go upstairs when I came home? Where did I put my wallet? It took him 30 minutes to find his driver's license, so I couldn't start signing papers to 7:30 because I can't. There's no sense in me writing anything on anything, because if he don't have his license, then I can't do the notary.
Right. And you know what? Sometimes a way around that is when you are making your initial phone call, just for a teaching lesson for everyone else, that could be part of your screening process. Please make sure you have your valid ID available at the time of the signing. You know, I'm sure
I
you
did,
said
and his
that.
wife was. So his wife was getting on him because the witness was there, and she was like, "Well, you kept telling me, make sure she got her ID, make sure you got her ID, and you don't have your own ID." But while we were waiting about notary, so she's supposed to be going to Notary Educators to check out our website. So
okay, look, Angela, maximizing her time out there, always trying to make a sale. Look. Yeah, so always, on the front end, and that's another point too. So you want to make sure, Mr. Smith, make sure you have your driver's license at the time of the closing when I arrive. Also, if you have to complete the Patriot Act form, you want to have them have those 2 pieces of ID already ready, available during your initial call. You're setting the expectation, because you don't want them leaving the signing table for no reason. Once you get them in that seat, everybody need to be signing until you leave. Did you want to add something to that, Alexis, before I go back to the questions?
Oh, no, you were right. Exactly what you said.
Yeah. So let's go back to the question. So the other question about the course was, what happens if the ink fingerprinting, the cards are rejected by the person who requested them? I've never had a rejection. If you follow process, you won't have a rejection. The people asking is normally are not that picky. Normally it's for like a certified nursing assistant, realtor, or something like that. They're not that picky. So as long as you have a nice firm print on a nice dark ink, you should be fine. So the fingerprinting course, again, is on sale for $24.50. And if you do not have that on your page and know how to do it, I do have a free video. But of course, the course takes you into depth of how to get that completed. The last part of that question was, do I charge the client if I have a rejection? Good customer service would dictate, no, I don't charge the client. But what I'm going to do, instead of trying to immediately refund the money, is I'm going to try to get it corrected. Mr. Smith, can we go ahead and redo that and you submit it? And if that's acceptable, fine, let me know. Mr. Smith, if you submit the second set of cards and that is rejected, I'll just refund you your money. But I've never had that happen. Have you guys ever had a rejection?
I haven't.
No. So make sure you complete the card correctly, which is the most important thing, and make sure that print is solid and one good solid print. So you should be fine. So again, I have a free course.
Over to Rosebud Road, Southwest.
That's me.
That's okay. I have a free course online, free training. But again, if you want to be a pro, then you want to make sure you take the course. Okay, so that was the questions about the fingerprinting. Now let's go to the I-9 document.
Now turn left.
So I'm gonna mute you for a minute, Angela. So the next thing was on the I-9 document, completing that. If you guys are not completing I-9, except the state of California, where you must be an immigration specialist, again, this is something that you need to add to your business. And if you don't know how to do it, I do have one free video on my YouTube channel, but then I actually have the course that shows you different ways to complete that form, okay? All courses, again, are $24.50. The coupon code is notary, just a simple word, notary. We are not simple people, but the word is simple. Notary. And that's going on till the 21st. So the question that my student had about the I-9 are, do you have to make sure that the birth certificate, if they present one, is a legitimate birth certificate? Does it have to have the raised seal? That is not a requirement for you to know the validity of the document. We are not document specialists in the sense that we didn't issue this birth certificate or whatever ID they present. You do your due diligence, but we don't know for sure if it's legit or not. And then the final thing on that is the company is responsible for confirming. I took you off from you, Angela. The company is confirming that the documents are legitimate or not. It's their ultimate responsibility to confirm that. So, for example, the birth certificate I look at, I'm gonna mute you, Angela. I'm sorry, because we keep hearing her thing. So the birth certificate, when I go to look at it as the notary and I'm acting as an authorized representative, it's not my responsibility to say, oh, it doesn't have the gold seal, it's not a legitimate thing. I don't know if it is or not. Now, most of us have seen a birth certificate and know what they look like. So if it looks too far off and I feel it's not real, I might back up and say, do you have something else? But technically, they have to present whatever they want to. You legally are not supposed to say, you need to give me ABC, okay? So I go into that more in the course. So again, ultimately, it's the company's responsibility to confirm all ID and documents. The second thing was, wait a minute, I make sure that ID is legit, the raise seal. Okay, that was it on the I-9. So those were some good questions that the student had. If you missed that, go back and watch the replay of this, guys. But again, all courses, our online courses, are on sale for $24.50 right now. So let's go hit these comments. Alexis, please.
Yeah. So let's see. Ursula says, checking in from South Florida, first time joining your live. I always wanted to become a notary, but such a procrastinator. Nakendria says, I passed my loan.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So yeah. Ursula, why are you procrastinating? Are you fearful of something? What is the hesitation? Drop it in the comment for us. It's just curious.
And also, Ursula, watch Kimmi's, if you haven't already, watch Kimmi's videos like from beginning to end and see if that'll help you get a little more comfortable with everything. Nakendria says, I passed my loan signing exam today with the NNA. Won't he do it? Congratulations.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Yes. Well, let me hit Facebook and it will come back over here to YouTube. Yeah. So Facebook said, Juju said she had a repeat client today. So far, she completed 4 jobs for him. Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
That's amazing.
Hey, Penny. Welcome, Penny. That is amazing, Juju. That repeat business, guys, do not underestimate. I give every single client, I don't care if they came from a signing company or general notary, 2 or 3 of my business cards. Like Alexa said earlier, her client passes cards out for her. So they're working for you. You did a notary for them. Now they're passing out your cards. Bam. That's nice.
Yep.
And then my other thought left my mind, but it'll be back. So keep going, Alexis. Oh, I know what it is. So it's a little controversy out there sometimes in the notary world. Do I leave my business cards? And you guys drop in the comment, what do you think? Should you leave a business card with your signing company clients? So you've been hired by SnapDocs to go do a loan modification. At the end of that transaction, you leave your card with that client. Yes or no? Because I've heard people say, No, you never do that because that's SnapDoc's client. I disagree. I represent none better notary. So when I go out there, most people want a business card anyway. Who are you coming into my home? Yeah. That's how I start out my interaction. Let me take Angela off mute. See, you good, Angela?
I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, most people want to know who you are. So that's my first spiel when I get there. Hey, I'm Kimberly. I'm your notary this evening, and I hand my business card. Yeah. At the end of that, I said, hey, I did this for the company tonight, but I also have my own business if you ever need me or a friend. And I leave about 3 business cards with every single person. Angela, y'all want to add something to that?
I just left 3 business cards where I came from. I left 1 for the witness and 2 for the couple that I did the loan modification for.
And see, I would have left 12 because I leave 3 with everybody. I give them out like candy because they're so cheap. And like Alexa said, they will pass them out. Yeah, they really will. They like, oh, you need a notary? You should use my notary. And they're proud to say they have a notary. Mm-hmm. If you guys have not heard my story, I'm going to tell you really quick. One day I had this lady and she says her sister needed a notary. So then her sister said, oh, I need a notary. So my client who I had did like 4 or 5 things for, she tells her, oh, you should use my notary. And her sister was like, I didn't even know you had a notary. So people are proud when they can recommend you and everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got Sharia. Hit a couple more comments while I invite Sharia up.
So Loida says, I want to add fingerprinting to my business, but not sure how. Kimmi just kind of covered that with her fingerprinting course. And after you know how to do it, you can add it to your business. Make sure that you can in whatever state you're in, Loida.
Okay, so we have our special guest with us now, and we'll come back and hit a few more comments. If she want to hang around and answer a few, she can. Miss Sharia, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you guys, how are you doing?
Doing good. I know you're doing good because you told me about your day earlier. So we're gonna let Sharia introduce herself. You can talk about our conversation we had a month ago or whatever, and what happened today, and then we'll just come back in there. Okay.
Okay. So my name is Sharia. I'm with Worry-Free Mobile Notary Service. Welcome. Thank you, guys. So I took Kim class back in January, I believe, because that's when I got my notary seal and everything back in January. So around January, February. And I took the NNA loan signing class with the background, but I took her 2 classes, the basic as well as the loan signing class. I want to say everything was good with the classes and everything, but I wasn't getting any calls or anything. I went through my Google. Alexis helped me with my Google. I had to go back to Alexis because I'm like, I'm not getting any calls from my Google. So she went back, and then she checked it over for me again. Everything was still fine. So I recently, I think after the second time I talked to Alexis, I did the ads. Ads are very confusing because your budget and all kind of stuff. So me listening to all the shows and everything, at first I was doing my ad all day long. Then I think on one of the shows, Kimmi was like, only do it from the time frame that you're open. Mm-hmm. So a lot of changes back and forth. Mm-hmm. So moving along.
Let's stop there for a minute. Let's stop there. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm going to probably interrupt you a little bit because that's a good point. So like Sharia is saying, when you're running your Google business ads, you don't have to run it 24 hours if you're not open 24 hours. If I know I'm only going to be open from 8 until 12 on Tuesday, that's what time I'm going to run my ad. And that's how I save my money and also my keywords. So you don't want to run your ad needlessly because every time someone click it, even if you're not open, you're getting a fee for that. So very good point. Next.
So we did the ads and everything. So I still reached out to Kimmi because I still wasn't getting any calls or anything. And then when I started getting calls, I was being declined because I felt like my price was too high. I think I was doing like $70 leaving. My leave fee was like $50. Kimmi always said, always have a leave fee just for leaving your house. So I kept that in mind, but I kept on getting declined because they was like, no, we'll call somebody else because of your fees this and your fees that. So talk with Kimmi about that. She said, well, try to lower your fees for your area just to see if you can bring in more customers that way. So I did drop my fee, and I did get a customer once I dropped my fee. So I did that one customer, and then I went back blank. And then
one more thing, I'm gonna stop you there. So what else did I tell you that day about pricing? about confidence in your pricing. You recall that part of it?
Know your pricing and stick with your pricing.
Yeah, and also feel confident when you give that price. You know, because if they can hear hesitation in your voice, like, oh, I think I'm overcharging, then they can feel it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you mean and say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yes.
Good
And that
job.
is
What
so
else?
true. That is
Yeah.
so true. So, but moving forward, yesterday I answered one of the things from signing order, and they were asking me how many closings have I done, because it had something to do with mortgage. And I was like, well, this is my first year, no closing. So she, replied back, well, we'll use you the next time we need someone in your area. Reached out about that again. Now I know whatever you do in general notary, it's all
Wait a minute, where
closing.
you reach out to? Where did you reach out to?
Kimmi?
Okay, come on.
Yes, I constantly reach out to
You
Kimmi
put
now.
that in the Facebook group. You put that in the
Yeah,
Facebook
I did put that in the Facebook group first. I did put that in the Facebook group, and I got feedback from that. So now I know that as well. So moving forward
Let's try
today.
one more time, Sharia. Y'all gonna kill me. The reason sometimes you guys reach out to me privately or in the back trying to reach out on Instagram and TikTok and all that, or wherever, Facebook even. The reason I like you to put your question in Facebook is not because I'm being difficult, but I want everyone to learn. So when Sharia asked that question about the signings and how should she address that when she's been doing general notary, but she hasn't actually did a signing, I want everybody to see the answer to that, because someone else new is going to come along and read the chat. So when I say put the stuff in the chat, I'm not being difficult. When Angela and Alexa say throw it over in Facebook and we'll respond, we're not being difficult. That's the best way of communication. One, because it's more rapid. Two, because we want everybody to win, not just Sharia. And if we talking to one person at a time all day, well, one, we're working, but two, we want everybody to win. And that was a very good question. When I saw her put that in there, I might have hesitated a little bit, but it wasn't long after. I'm like, oh, that's a very good question. Okay, Sharia.
So moving forward to today, I got 2 calls today. One actually, and they were both from Google, Alexis, before you even asked, off of my Google page. So I was happy about that. So the first one actually came from a lawyer office in Chicago. They needed a client to sign some papers and for me to notarize the paper. They asked me what my fee was and everything. I told them my fee. And then she emailed me the paperwork, asked me to print it out and everything, and I printed it out. And they actually paid me before I even went to the client. I told them the appointment time and everything, and they went on and sent it to my Venmo app and everything. So that one was real easy, and I see a lot of them are in my area. It's not even that far from my house, so the money I made on that, 6 minutes away from the house, that was like, okay, that was a good one today.
Let's talk about that really quick. Let's break that down really quick. So you are here also in the state of Georgia. The reason I'm going to highlight that right this second is because you had a direct call from an attorney. People talk about direct. That is direct. But they found you going direct on what method again?
Google.
On Google. So you must have a Google presence. You don't know where your money going to come from. In this case, it came from Google, and that's what we call direct. They called her direct. They didn't go through signing order. They didn't go through signing SnapDocs. They called Sharia direct. Okay, very good. Oh, one more thing you said too. All of what you're saying is teachable for our newbies. And for those who may be out there, she had a method of payment ready. She took Venmo. Do you have your method of payment already set up? If somebody call you right this minute, how are you going to accept payment? Is it going to be by Square, Visa, MasterCard, credit card, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle? Do you have all of that already in place? Did that assist you today already being prepared with all of your stuff?
Yes, it did. But the taking the cash part was a little confusing because she was asking me, by her being out of town, she wanted to know like what all the kind of forms of payment. I was like, well, Cash App and Venmo, when I had the little PayPal reader card thing, but Venmo worked out best for her. They were able to use Venmo for that particular one.
I had a attorney pay me with his business credit card through my Square app. It's very common. So you want to be able to accept everything. I normally do not take checks unless I am working at a senior facility with a trust, and it's still not my preferred method. I will push back first and say, whatever. But I have taken like 2 checks, and they're usually from seniors. That's not my part of my business plan, because I don't want to be chasing nobody down.
And Sharia too.
Yes.
With the next time, if you use like a Square, you can invoice them. You can email it to them, and they just pay with their card.
Oh, okay.
Invoice. You can email or text it to them.
You sure can.
And they can just pay with their credit card. They can be anywhere.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know that one.
Very
with my second call today, it was off of Google as well. And they wanted to do this guy. I guess they were getting a divorce because he wanted me to sign divorce papers, notarize divorce papers for him, as well as do a quick deed for him. So I gave him my fee. I asked him, did he need any witness? And he told me no. But when I got there, I was so nervous when I got there. It was just...
Oh, you broke up. Say that part again. You broke up a few seconds.
When I got there, I was just so nervous because it was my first time doing a divorce package, as well as my first time doing a quick deed package. So doing both of them at the same time, I just felt overwhelmed or whatever, very nervous. And then the atmosphere in the house, the lady client, she was crying the whole time. She was in her feelings because it was a divorce. And the guy, he was just straight to the point. Like he was just said all the paperwork was not filled out. So he was still trying to fill out the paperwork, everything. He was asking me to be patient for him. I ended up getting extra money because the paperwork was not filled out all the way. So he was paying me extra for my extra additional time that I was there. And then when we got to the quick deed paper, he realized, he said, oh, you asked me did I need a witness? And I told you no. So then he had to go next door and ask the neighbor to come and be his witness. So he actually paid me extra for that because my time kept on getting extended, waiting on them to handle their business. But it was like I needed a brief. Matter of fact, I did call. I need a debriefing after that one because I just felt so overwhelmed by being my first time and having to deal with that packet and then looking at this packet and dealing with witness and then with the atmosphere in the house. It didn't make it any better whatsoever. But today overall was a good day. I made extra tip money and everything. I stuck to my fees that I charged and everything.
So let's talk about a couple things you just said too. So I have 2 videos out there about divorce signings, and they can be very emotionally draining because, like Sharia is saying, the person was crying. The man sometimes, or the woman, depending on who really wanted, could be acting ugly with the other person. So you want to just remain neutral like you did. And like you said, it can be a little taxing because you being a part of something kind of big there, a whole marriage is ending, a whole family. Yeah. So that's deep. That is really deep. I am so proud of you.
Very deep.
And excuse me, I wish you nothing but more success. And I know you got this, And like I said, once you get a little taste of what can actually happen, you're gonna get out there and put your cards more. You're gonna, put more into it. And next time somebody price, it's some lessons for you today. You asked the questions already, but as you continue to do certain documents, you'll realize, oh, I know for sure that needs a witness, or I'm pretty sure. And when they say that, no, it doesn't, because they'll always say, no, I don't need no witness. I always push back and say, can you look at the back of the document where you sign and where I sign and just confirm there's not a witness face there? Yeah.
And that was my thing too. I think I learned the documents that actually need to have the witness with them. Being that I'm, still kind of newbie. But I need to.
And you won't ever know all of them. You really won't. Right. Because you may have one deed for one state and they don't require a witness. Right. Another state does. So the main thing with that is going to be screening on the front end. And again, that just sounds like, Mr. Smith, I know you said that there are no witnesses required, but can I get you just to double check at the back of the package? Normally it's on the same page where they sign and we sign.
It was.
Yep. So kind of push back. and let them know, hey, can you double check? Because they're going to always say, no, I don't need no witness.
He surely did. He was like, no, but then when he looked at it, he was like, you did ask me this question. Did I need a witness?
Yes. So
yeah.
you did excellent. We are so proud of you. And
I
sometimes
am.
it can be a slow start.
Thank you. Yeah, it
And
was a slow start.
The day you called me out here, I was sitting just chilling. I was relaxing, and I was like, it was like 911.
I was panicking like before.
Well,
I feel like I need to talk to somebody before, and then afterwards, it was just like so much. Like I just felt overwhelmed. Like we're doing the divorce one and the quick deed all at the same time.
Well, Sherelle, how do you feel now?
I feel a lot better knowing that, like Kimmi said, it's not that difficult. It's really not. And just take my time and just read everything to make sure that I'm signing in the right places and to make sure they're signing. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't.
And don't ever feel overwhelmed when you have different documents in one place like that, like the divorce page, the quitclaim deed. What you do is that you put the quitclaim deed right here, you put the divorce paper right here, and you treat each one of them as if you're in one place doing one thing. When you finish that thing, don't worry about that over there till you finish this thing. So you have if they have 4 documents, you put them in 4 different stacks, and you just get them one by one, and don't worry about the other 3 stacks. Finish that one, check it, give it to them, and go to the next one. So you won't feel overwhelmed.
I think what was kind of throwing me off, Angela, he wasn't organized because he was still trying to fill out some of the paperwork himself.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw me off a little bit too. But it was all good. I learned that I got.
And then again, I had a guy like that with a divorce paper, exact same situation. The wife had an attitude. She didn't want to be, I'm not going to say she just had an attitude. He was fine with it, just going along with it. And so I finally told him, I said, sir, can you hold on a minute? I said, will you give me all the papers? And so I took all the papers from him and I gave him the papers one by one. And that made me feel more in control rather than scattered. So I understand what you're saying when you say it was overwhelming because he hadn't had the papers filled out. Again, like we always say, that goes back to you taking control of the room. Because even though it's their papers, you're there to do a service for them. So you got to handle the papers. So sometimes you just got to say, okay, you haven't filled them out. I understand that. Can I have the papers?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll get there one day, Angela. I'll be just like you one day, but today I was
kind of
timid.
Slow and steady.
Slow and steady. And every time you do one, you're going to get more stronger.
Yeah.
And one more reason, like Angela said, you want to get all your paperwork up front because like you knew they had a divorce package, but you didn't know they had the deed. So when you first get there, that's why we teach you, ask for everything. I want to see everything you got right now. Because they will try to hide it and then pull out the deed. Hide it and then pull out the divorce paper. Hide it and then pull out the school note. Give me everything up front.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I need to see everything up front that we're signing today. Because if you told them one price on the phone for just the deed, now you added 4 more documents. Your price about to change. You didn't change it. They changed it because they either tried to hide it from you or they just didn't know they needed something else. So I don't know. You know, it could be any number of reasons why they try to change and you have to change. Same thing with signing companies. If they hired you for a certain package and now it's changed, you told me it was 15 pages. Now it's 200. That's a difference. Yeah. You wanted me to go around the corner, but now you want me to drive a half hour because the signer is at work and you thought he was at home.
Right.
They change, you can change, but we don't go on the norm just trying to change everything or ask for something higher or modify the original agreement. Very good. So if you want to hang out for a second, you can. If you need to go, you can. We're going to hit these questions in the comments. I am so grateful you shared.
We're so proud of you, Sharia.
Yes.
Thank you guys for helping. I don't think I could have made it without you guys in my ear. So yes, thank you.
I'm glad. But just know too that it took me, I honestly forgot about my Google My Business page because it wasn't doing anything the first few months. So don't think that it was just you because I'm pretty sure all of us can kind of say the same thing. Like it takes some time to pick up traction.
It took me 4 months before I started getting traction.
Yep.
I just talked about that in something. I forgot what it was, but it took me 4 months before my page started popping. So now it's going.
Did they leave you a review? Did you get that review?
No, I was so steady trying to get out there.
Well, you know what? Sharia? Still send them a review.
I was about to say,
Still send them the
right
thing
now.
for the review.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll text it to them and ask them for a review that way.
There you go.
And you know what that verbiage sound like? Just something quick. Thank you so much for letting me serve you today, or it's my pleasure to meet you today. Would you please leave me a 5-star review? Now, somebody pushed back on me one day and said that sometimes, guys, we're a little too negative out there. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Somebody asked me, why would you tell them to put 5-star? Let them put what they want to put.
Because
I ain't
that's
gonna
what I
ask
am.
for a 2-star. Right. I already know. I gave you 5-star service. Why would I say put a 2-star?
No.
That's what I am. I'm 5-star.
And subliminally, I want you to put what you felt and what you saw with that number, which is 5. So yeah, I put that. I said, we thank you for your 5-star review.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my thought on that. So we're going to go ahead and get back to this chat.
Kim, let me back in. Let me back in. I'm going to pop out and let me back in.
Oh, sure.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sharia. We appreciate you, girl. See you
Okay.
later, okay?
Okay, bye.
All right. So
Gilmore Angela back. Okay, so we gotta bring Angela back, and now, guys, we're gonna answer all your questions. Okay. What time is it? Let's see. It is 8:41. We're gonna have to answer all these questions because there's some good ones in there. So let's get going. Rapid fire.
All right, Gilmore.
Hold on 1 second. You're doing YouTube, and Angela's doing Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I'll do Facebook.
Okay, so let's go.
All right, I'm on YouTube. Let me. I didn't see a Facebook yet.
I got to get on Facebook.
Angela gonna do Facebook.
I was saying,
let's do one from each. Let's do one from each rapid fire. Okay.
Okay, she's not on Facebook yet though. But
let's do YouTube until she comes.
Gilmore Wanda says, "What are your June course dates?" Go ahead.
We have not put June out yet.
Yeah, we
coming soon though. Coming soon.
Right, we will soon. All right, and then Gilmore Wanda also says, "Is the fingerprinting course a one-on-one or a group course?"
That is an online course, and it's like you and I in a room. That's how I teach it, one-on-one. That is an online course. You own the course when you download it. And right now it's on sale for $24.50 until Saturday at midnight.
All right, and then Shannon B says, "I need to get in on that fingerprint. If they paying $100 plus, I'm in upstate New York near Buffalo."
Yes, New York. So let's talk about that really quick. So Buffalo may not make the same money as New York City. Let's just be clear. So Buffalo, you can still make 60, 75, but New York City gonna be double what you can make out that way. Just like I'm outside of Atlanta. Atlanta can charge more than I can. So let's be clear. But that's still some good money. And again, that course is on sale for $24.50 until Saturday night. Next.
All right. TJ says, oh, this was for Angela. Angela, did you get an extra fee for waiting that extra 30 minutes for him to find the ID?
No, because the signing company sent me there. So that was just me having to wait. I told them a few words, though.
You ready for Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Juju says, any suggestions to receiving work from the signing companies?
You want to handle that, Alexis?
Oh, yeah. So signing companies, just make sure you signed up. With the top players, SnapDoc signing order. What's another good one? Make sure your Google My Business page is filled out. You can get signings through there. I've gotten plenty through there. And if you're ready, that's the key word there. Go ahead and go direct. Shoot some emails, phone calls, send letters off to title companies, escrow companies in your area, outside your area, and get some direct work going.
And make sure your profile is complete with a picture. Make sure the information in the profile is current, correct. Add in there even if you have certain equipment, add that in there. Everybody don't have a smartphone. Everybody don't have a scanner. Whatever you have, make your profile. I actually have a video on that, so check it out. How Notary Resume. Check out that video. Notary Resume.
Yeah. And then Gilmore Wanda on YouTube says, do you consider driver's license that's one on a client's cell phone as valid ID? And then she also says, I do not count it as valid ID.
You want to talk about that, Angela?
I'm trying to find what's the time. Where are you guys at?
Oh, we want you to do Facebook questions. And
Okay.
then the question is, do you take ID that's on the telephone?
No, that's not valid ID. Valid ID, you'd have to have the original ID. As a matter of fact, what was I reading today? Oh, I did an I-9 yesterday. And part of the instructions for the company was to make sure that it's original ID. But just the state law is that you have to have the original ID. Anybody can print out a piece of paper, make the printers and the way technology is, anybody can print out something on a piece of paper. So the valid ID is the original ID, state ID or passport. Even if they take a picture on the phone, you should not accept a picture of an ID on the telephone.
All right, y'all want to keep going?
Facebook, Angela.
You ready for Facebook, Angela?
Yeah. So Wilhelmina says, how do you find work for fingerprinting?
Oh, you put it on your Google page, and I teach you several ways to do that in the course, but I'll give you one right now, and that's just going to be, first of all, know what you're doing, and then you add it to your Google page. But you must know how to do it first. Don't put it on there.
And the thing about fingerprinting, when she says, how you do find work for fingerprinting, the thing about fingerprinting is not like you're going to get it every day or every week, but when somebody needs it, make sure that you know how to do it and it's available, that you can do it on your page. Because I've only had in the past 3 months, I may have had 3 fingerprinting jobs. And a matter of fact, somebody referred me for a fingerprinting job, but they need live scan. So I just helped them find a live scan. So.
And that goes to our next question from Brian Shanley. Is there specific software needed to use with fingerprinting mobile?
So I do the ink fingerprinting only. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, guys.
We all do.
Sorry about that. So I do ink fingerprinting only. The only thing you need is your cards, the instructions to know what you're doing, and that's it. You might need more equipment and stuff. You will if you're doing live scan, which is electronic. I don't have enough requests for that in my area, so I don't do that. I only do the ink fingerprinting. Mm-hmm. Okay, next, Alexis.
That'd be Facebook, Angela.
Juju says, my Google business page has been my biggest workload. Thanks for the feedback.
That's awesome.
Yay!
Great, Juju.
Yes, congratulations. Get that Google page ready.
And then on YouTube, Angela Phillips says, question for I-9, do you accept passports from other countries for column A?
What does the instructions say? I'm going to push back. Read the instructions on that.
Facebook,
okay.
Angela.
There's something
right here. I'm going to read the instructions.
I don't see another one for Facebook.
Okay, let's see.
All right, so All Things Netta Jean says, have you ladies done any courier work for apostees through Judy Lawrence?
No, I have not. I have not completed the process. Have you? All Things Netta Jean? Because I know she had a form she wanted completed, and I didn't complete the form, honestly. So I don't know if that's working or not. Have you had anything from her? Let us know. Next,
let us know in the comments. Next comment, Shannon B says, I only leave a business card if they ask me for one.
No, never. Shannon B. No.
I leave a card with everybody.
Everybody.
Shannon B, I tell them that here is my business card.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Georgia Power only accept payment for people that call and ask for their bill?
Right.
They want that bill they want that payment no matter what, right? So you're only going to get paid if people know you exist.
Uh-oh.
So we're not waiting on them to ask us. We leave the cards with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
And VB says, in your Notarize Like a Pro, do you review loan signing? I'm in Georgia.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, you learn how to notarize documents. Loan signing course is completely different.
Yeah.
So
different in the fact that it's all about loan signings. The Notarize Like a Pro course teaches you how to notarize any document. It doesn't matter if it's a loan signing document or general notary. That's the difference. So the loan signing course is actually preparing you to be a loan signing agent. The Notarize Like a Pro is teaching you to be able to notarize any piece of paper. I don't care if they bring you a piece of toilet paper. You should know how to notarize it. Okay, next.
And our loan signing course or training.
Oh, wait a minute. And that course is on sale for $24.50 till Saturday. Okay.
The Notarize Like a Pro is on sale.
Notarize Like a Pro is on sale, right, till Saturday.
But I was going to say the loan signing is a live training via Zoom, 3 hours. The next one is this Sunday, 1 to 4. And you can sign up on our website. All right.
And the basic class is on Saturday with Angela and myself from 1 to 5.
And that's
four.
Like a longer.
Four.
1 to 4. I'm sorry, 1 to 4 on Saturday.
And that's live too. The Notarize Like a Pro is an online training course to do at your leisure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Shirley was commenting on something we said. Because they could have general notary work later. I'm assuming she was talking about leaving the card. Mm-hmm. Kendra Henderson says the NNA said don't, but I think it's a good idea to do so. As far as leaving.
Right. Again, that's why I asked the question earlier. What are your thoughts on that? Again, when I go out to any signing, anybody, I don't care where it came from, I represent also none better. Now, I'm not saying for you to go and poach the client. So, for example, when I say poach the client, I have a video about stealing from signing services. If you have not seen it, check it out. What does that look like? So SnapDocs hired me to do a loan for a Vantage Point title. I'm not going to call Vantage Point title and say, hey, I'm Kimberly the notary, and bypass SnapDocs. I'm not telling you to do that. I am not even saying send my card back to the title company. I never do that. I do not. Some people do. In my particular situation, I don't do that because I usually work with signing services. Now, if you're direct, I might send it back like someone like Sharia was saying earlier, attorney contacted her, or if title contacts me direct from Google, I will drop my card in there for future business, but I do not take business from third party like SnapDocs, Signing Order, whoever. I don't take their business like that. I don't leave my card with the title company. Now, the person that I sit down at the table with, the signer, again, I'm leaving my card with them because they may need me in the future. They want to know who I am when I walk through the door. So, if your business model for your business, because that's the thing about this all these businesses with the notary thing, that's your business. My business called None Better. So for me and mine, I'm going to do that. But if it bothers you, your conscience, your anything with your business, don't do it. We just tell you what we do. We are not lawyers. We are not the end all be all in the notary space. You do what's best for you and your business. Okay. Alexis.
All right. Angela Phillips says she went to her husband's work dinner tonight and passed out her notary cards. It was her first time meeting his coworkers.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
what we call that's networking, girl.
Yeah.
Very good, Angela. You did that.
Carla said pin the website.
Huh?
Notary Educators website.
I'll put it in there.
Patricia Thompson says, I was told no, and I was told yes. Other notaries who did my loan closing left theirs with me. So it's a preference.
Yeah, again, that's why I said it's all about what you want to do with your business. Again, for my business plan, have no problem leaving it because I represent me.
Yeah. And TJ says, I know now I'm confused. As far as not knowing where to start, I'm not sure how to charge, especially being new. I know of the $2, but how to factor in other stuff, and some things have a base pay. So
TJ, there's no need to be confused. Sharia has taken proper training with us, so we've taught her how to price. I have about 4 videos on pricing on my website. Feel free to check those out, completely free. There is the $2, but we don't even charge the $2. Again, that's going to be a business preference, whatever you want for yours. The state of Georgia, if that's what you're referring to, you can charge $2 per stamp, and then you can charge a travel fee. So I choose not to. And again, we go into that more in training. So that's something, that's another conversation because I don't get into how you should price your stuff here. publicly, because again, that's your business, however you decide to charge. But we don't mind having a conversation. Okay. I do have about 4 or 5 videos on how to price. So you might check those out too. And also, if you're in Georgia, check out the orange book that I wrote, How to Start Your Notary Business in the State of Georgia. It would truly help you. Okay. Next.
Yeah. And Brianna here just got my notary commission. We'll be doing Ron as well as implementing you all's gems.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Great,
Brianna. Congratulations too.
And then Loida Johnson says, should fees be posted on your Google business or website?
You want to handle that, Angela?
No, never do that. I know some people do that, but if someone calls you and see your fees, I mean, somebody looks on your website and see your fees, you may never get any calls because they'll say that's too high. But when they call you, you let them know what your fees are, but you don't ever want to put your fees on your website or your Google page.
Anything you want to add, Alexis?
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, I'm going to add it into this next comment really quickly. Brian Shanley said, hi, Loida. I would say you could if you want to, if you want clients to know your fees in advance before they call you on certain docs. So the key thing there is, Brian and Loida, I would stray away from that completely, because even if 2 clients have the same documents, 2 clients have completely different setups. One might be after hours, one might be 2 minutes away, the other one might be 45 minutes away. Like, it's just 2 different things, but they're both expecting it still to be
the same
45,
price.
50, however much it is. They're still both going to expect that because that's how much you put on your website. But that's not fair to you when you have to come out late at night or early in the morning, whichever one, still not during your normal business hours, right? It's not fair to you if you have to drive an extra 45 minutes. It's not fair to you. You're losing out, and we don't want to lose out. So I always tell people every call you get is going to be completely different, whether it's the time it'll take, the distance, whatever the case may be, the factors involved. So no, I would not put my prices up on Google because any website, anything.
True. And the other piece of that is when they call you, they need to feel the value. Every time you ask them a question, they're like, oh, I thought she was going to just stamp this paper. She asking me, do I need a witness? She asking me, am I coming to the nursing home? She asking me this. She asking me that. So every time you ask them a question, they feel that. They're like, oh, it's not just stamping a paper, is it?
And every document is not the same either. A POA could be 1 page, 2 pages, or 5 pages. It could need 1 witness or 3 witnesses, or you never know what that document entails. So when you put it on there, you, like Lexis mentioned, you cheating yourself because nothing is ever the same.
Never. So you got to screen each person. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I first started, screening was not my favorite thing. Screening my client, I'm like, oh, I hate asking them all those questions.
Just ask the questions.
But you know what? If you don't ask on the front end, you're gonna be mad on the back end.
Oh yeah.
And I can have 1,001 stories where I was ticked off because I didn't ask the proper screening questions, or I didn't take the time. Also, I'm like, okay, I didn't ask this. Like earlier, Sharia did ask about a witness, but just imagine if she had not. Then now the client looking at her like, you ain't know I need a witness? You didn't know. Right. All right, next.
You got a Facebook question.
Oh, okay, yes, go ahead. Angela.
What is the best way? Carlos says, what is the best way to get assignments with the nursing homes?
Angela, that's your thing.
Go to the nursing home and talk to the people at the front desk. Tell them you're a mobile notary. Tell them what your services are. You know, and it's this one nursing home I went to, they had 2 different areas to enter. So they had 2 front desks. So I checked both of them out and told them who I was. And so you just go to the nursing home, present yourself, tell them what you do, tell them about even one thing that I do too. I tell them that I can offer their clients a reduced service if they use me as their notary. Reduced charges, the reduced charge. Yeah.
Yep. Take all your business cards there too.
And remember, you come to them. That's key. Because most people can't leave that nursing home.
Right.
With nursing homes or anything else, always let them feel the value. What do you bring to the table? Not just, I want to be your notary. What? No. Right. Why do they need you? Let them know. They may not even know why they need you. They probably never even thought about, oh, that's right, they can't get out.
And so you let them know that you know that some of their patients may not be able to get out of their family, may need extra assistance, and that'll let them know. Be caring, because you are caring, because show them that you care and that you have a need. They have a need.
All right, and back to YouTube. Angela Phillips was just saying, very easy to email an invoice through Square. It really is. Gilmore Wanda says the Square app charge a monthly fee. No, they don't. They just charge a service fee per transaction.
It is very low, and I do not charge that to the client. It might be like 3%. So, like if your bill is $40, it might be $2. So I don't charge that to the client. I don't tell my client, you need to pay me a $5 credit card processing fee. I do not. Now, some people do. And if that's part of your business plan, more power to you. But I try not to nickel and dime my client. I try to do flat rate pricing. So I don't charge them $5 for this, $2 for that, $3 because I looked at you. I put on my embosser, that's $5 more. I use the gold seal, now that's $10 more. No, flat rate, simple. Next.
Audrey Smitherman says, I was thinking about getting the $2.99 signing order, paying it. I haven't done any paid signings yet.
That's the only thing we recommend you pay for. You want to talk about that one, Alexis?
Yeah, that's just like Kimmi said, that's the only thing we recommend you pay for with signing order. If you don't expand those zip codes, the likelihood of you getting signing is very low. So go ahead, pay the $2.99 a month. You get additional 20 zip codes, and make sure you pick some good ones. We usually know in our area what that looks like. And yeah, you'll get signing order. I had 3 come through on signing order today, just in my area alone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot from signing order all day too. I really do. That's the only thing. Let me see. If you are listening to me right now at 9:02, the only signing company we tell you to pay for is $2.99. Signingorder.com. People put in a Facebook group or reach out to me. Should I sign up for this company? They charge this per month. I want to get more signings. I don't know nothing about any of those. Only thing I know for sure that works is signingorder.com. $2.99 and give you access to 20 more zip codes, guys.
And the way I looked at that $2.99 is that when I did my first signing, you had paid for that for the year plus extra. So it's a easy way to get signings, and you really, to me, you're really not paying for it.
$2.99 per month. That's it. That's all we tell you to pay for at Notary Educators. Let's see. We got some Facebook, Angela. Did you see those?
I don't see any from Facebook.
So let me hit them right quick. Do you give the client a breakdown of your pricing for it? Oh, refresh your screen, Angela. Do you give the client a breakdown of the assignments on of pricing a job? No, flat rate. And I write on my receipt travel fee. Now I might write like this. I might write travel fee was whatever it is, and then I might write on there free stamps if I provide it. Once I stamped it, because I don't charge for that. Free stamps because I want them to see the value. Free and free seal if I put the gold seal on there. I write stuff like that on the receipt, but to break down free credit card process, and I don't do all that.
And witness too, if you do provide.
Yes, that's a good one, Alexis. If I did provide the witness, I'll put witness fee on there so they can see what they paid for. Yes, good point. Yep.
And then Angela Phillips had 2 things back to back, so I'm gonna kind of hit both. Once I had a client tell me I needed a witness, so I called my husband to come, only to find out that the language was just the acknowledgement. So I'm assuming she didn't need a witness at all within the document.
What is that one more time?
She said once I had a client tell me I needed a witness, so she called her husband to come, only to find out that the language was just the acknowledgement.
So they that could happen. They don't know.
Yeah,
that could happen. Yeah, if you had would I have still charged them for that? In that case, since it was your husband, no. But for example, me and Angela had that happen. I was doing a seller's pack, a buyer's package. And we got there, and his normal packages, I did like maybe 5, 6, 7. I think I did almost 8 for him. Anyway, normally all his other packages did require a witness. So Angela met me over there to be the witness, and this particular package did not require a witness. But since she met me there, I let her go ahead and get that fee. And I charged it, let him pay that fee. So that's why screening questions are so important. Questions equal money. I always say that, right? Questions equal money.
Yep.
It equals your money and it equals their money. So questions are very important. Is that it?
Oh, all right. Then her second part was she's waiting on her business license. So she said, I'm doing low key Google business page right now, and I have everything in order. Then I'll do some advertisement.
That's fine. And you may not, as far as that, if you're just doing a little business, sometimes, and depending on your city, always check your city. But if it's just a couple things while you're waiting on your major everything to hit, you can do some general business. I mean, that's not a big deal. But if you're going to be running a full-blown business, you do want your license. Excuse me, if your county requires it. Because like my city, everybody told me I didn't have to have it. But I went ahead and did it anyway because I allow people to come to my home. And in case my neighbors ever wanted to say something, I could be like, bam, my city says I can do this, you know. So I always try to cover everything. I want all my I's dotted and my T's crossed.
And one more thing from Angela Phillips. She says, I work for a large firm and we ask our clients to get 5-star reviews. Yes. I've heard it plenty of times while I'm out. Oh, can you leave a 5-star review?
Yes, I love it. So it's nothing strange. People are accustomed to leaving reviews.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially with Google. Especially.
Yeah, they're accustomed. Okay, next.
Says, yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks since I completed any general notary work. I can see that a lot of people are looking at my Google My Business page.
That's good. So why don't you have Alexis reach out to Alexis and let her look at your page, and let's see why they're looking but they're not calling. Let's just have her look at it. So go to notaryeducatorsllc.com and click Alexis's box. She has her own private everything there for Google My Business, and she'll get back with you. Okay, let her look at it. She'll do a quick glance at it for you, go over a couple of tips with you. If you need a full session, that's different. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where I see another comment about Google My Business. If you all need anything, like she said, just reach out, and I do training on Google My Business as well.
Notary educators, I put it in the chat again. There you go.
We already covered Juju.
Anything on Facebook, Angela?
Yeah, anything.
Carlos says notary in boarding state. How does that work? Well, Carlos, as far as notary in border states, you can have dual notary commissions, but you can't. Say, for instance, Georgia and South Carolina. You can have a notary commission in Georgia, and you can have one in South Carolina if you're doing business in South Carolina. But you can't use your notary stamp for Georgia and South Carolina, and you can't use your South Carolina commission in Georgia. You can only use it in that state, and you can really only have dual commission if you're doing business in the other state that's bordering your state.
So you can't just wake up and say, I think I'll have dual commission over in South Carolina. I border Florida, and I'm also going to be one in Alabama. Next, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, too. We're going to hit Queenie's question and then wrap it up. I got a couple more announcements for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
You missed April.
Yeah, we missed a few, but we'll just knock it out.
No, I want to get everybody. No, we're going to get
okay.
Brian is next.
Hold on, let me go back to where I was at because I skipped down.
Oh, Brian, so in North Carolina?
Hold on, where you at? I'm at K Warsham, 843.
Oh, okay, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, 843.
I'll just hit it quick. K Warsham says, who helped you with your Google page? I'm just joined. I'm in Texas, and I am taking the loan signing class. I have my RON. I just need my digital certificate.
So we don't teach RON because we don't do RON in the state of Georgia. If you need your certificate, you just get your certificate and get started. Yeah.
Then Kay also says, I need help.
Help with what?
She needed a great signing company.
We kind of talked about that. Signingorder.com. Pay the $2.99 and SnapDocs, okay?
All right. And then Audrey Smitherman says, do we keep the courses once we download them?
Yes. Those courses are, the online courses are yours to keep.
All right. Now we're at Queenie 282. Greetings, ladies. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I truly need help. Is there any way to reach out for a coaching session? I already got my commission and started my mobile notary business. Need help.
Yes. Reach out at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Fill out a contact card and we will call you to discuss your next steps. Okay. Fill out a contact card and we will definitely get back with you.
All right, we're almost there.
Mhm.
All Things Managing says, I had to do 2 jobs today from a client via Florida, 2 birth certificates.
Good. Was that apostille sound like?
Yeah, they sound like apostille.
Yeah.
Yes, girl, because we talked about that last time. Good job. Next.
And then Shannon B says, LOL, you're right, Kimmi. I'll give them to everybody from now on.
Yes. Get your card out. What you think?
Yes.
Yeah. And then those are very cheap too. I order them like now. I always tell people, I tell you guys all the time. Now when I order my business cards, which I need to order some right now, I order them like $1,500 at a time. Like $60, I think. $60.
Yeah.
Next.
April Fry says, I just took the fingerprinting class and I-9 class today from Kimmi on Notary Educators LLC. I found them thorough and complete. Thanks, Kimmi.
Yep, April.
My pleasure, April. Thank you so much.
And then Queen Leo 80, she says, the site is still showing 49. Is there a code to enter?
Yes, the code is Notary. Notary, guys. The code is Notary. And I'm going to thank you, Brian, for sharing that. Yes, the code is Notary. I'm going to come back to that in just a second, too. Next.
And then Shannon B says, I like this one. I learned today to up my fees when traveling to college campuses. They charge for parking, and I wasn't prepared for that.
Yes.
Love it. And especially, too, with hospitals.
Yes.
Usually it's not that much. I haven't seen anything over $10, but definitely factor that into your prices when you're going to certain places.
And thank you for that tip too, because I never think about college campuses. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And Momi 404, sorry if I mispronounced that, but does the expanded zip code mean a greater travel distance?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Let me give an example on that really quick. So I live in one city, right? And I used to get alerts from another city, right? And in my mind, I said, oh, that's awfully far. I put it in Google, found out it wasn't but 15 minutes away.
Right.
So I laughed because know your 20 zip codes. Know how far you're willing to drive this way, how far you're willing to drive that way. And sometimes what you think is far is really not far. And if they give you something that's too far, then you could always request more money too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then Brian Shanley says, so in North Carolina, as a signing agent, can you charge a travel fee?
No. I believe North Carolina, you cannot charge $5.
This is something I just read, and I didn't read it clearly, so you may want to look at your handbook. In North Carolina, you cannot charge a travel fee. You have to have a business or LLC, but it says something about the notary is the signer, but you can have a travel fee and charge it to the business or something like that. So I took it as you have to have a business or LLC to get any type of travel fee, but it has to be charged to the business, not the person. So Brian, check your notary handbook and see if you're reading it like I'm reading it. I did not investigate it thoroughly or research it thoroughly, but I did read that.
And I'm going to add to that, guys, that according to everything I've ever read, and again, Angela did some homework on that, right? So you might do your own too. Yeah. But according to everything I've ever read, it is prohibited in North Carolina. So that means unless what Angela's saying, and I'm going to research that for myself, what Angela's mentioning. But other than that, everything I've ever read, North Carolina, that's a flat out no. Right. However, Brian, that doesn't mean you cannot make money in North Carolina. Right. If you travel to someone to do ink fingerprinting, that's not a notarial act. So you can charge for that. Apostille, you can charge for that. I-9 is not a notarial act. Anything that's not a notarial act, Brian, you should be adding to your business so you can make money a different way. So sometimes we all can't make it the same way. Like, for example, we're in Georgia and you're in North Carolina, right? But California people, they're making a killing on a lot of stuff out there, but they cannot complete the I-9. So that just means they cannot complete the I-9. You have to work within the parameters of your state. So we teach all 50 states how to be successful. Okay, just FYI. Next.
But check on that and let us know what you find out too.
Yes. Oh
We got
yeah,
something
Natalie
on
G says
Facebook.
it was apostille.
We got something on Facebook.
Oh, Donna Spencer says, what do you all think about government contracts for notaries? Been seeing this on YouTube lately. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you my 2 cents on that.
And I'll give
So
you my 2
government
cents.
contracting is a thing right now in the notary space. When I say it's a thing, everybody's talking about it, right? And sometimes when everybody's talking about something, you want to make sure you do your due diligence because there's a lot of hype around it. So everybody can start signing up for classes and signing up for assistance and all this and all that, right? So I'm not saying that you cannot get government contracting. I'm saying be cautious before you start spending a lot of money on that. Make sure it's going to be a good investment. Just like I don't do live scan fingerprinting for my business, it's not a good investment for me. So for me right now, I'm not interested in a government contract. I'm interested in building my business page so I can get some real money coming through my door. And don't forget anything dealing with the government. It's going to be a lot of red tape. Are you prepared to show them all your records, to do everything that's needed to get the money? It's going to be a little work anytime they're giving you anything. So is there a true need for notary contracts through the government? I don't know. I don't think it's the need that I'm hearing through all the YouTube stuff like you're mentioning. And I'm fully aware of what you're talking about. So personally, I think some of that time might be better invested in building your business. And then as you become larger, seek the government contract. But if you just starting out and you about to start spending money on government contract because you saw a YouTube channel, save your money.
I agree with Kim. I've done some investigation into government contract for notaries because of all the hype. And I think you would be wasting your money right now to try to look into government contracting for notaries. I have not seen any huge volume of government contracts. Not that I know everything or have seen everything, but what I have seen, I haven't seen a huge volume of government contract for notaries. And one thing I have seen about that is that it's not for every state. Say you may have government contracts for California, this state. That doesn't mean you have it in North Carolina, Georgia, Wisconsin. So really check that out. But I agree with Kim. I would not put a lot of stock or invest a lot of time or money in looking at government contracts right now if you're just starting your business.
Yeah, if you're just starting out, focus on growing your business and then you can add that later. So let me give you guys the code really quick. So all 4 online courses, it's like you and I in a room for all 4, are on sale until Saturday at midnight, May 21st, $24.50. If you have any questions upon taking those courses, of course, I have information in there where you can reach out to me. $24.50. That's for all the courses. 1. Number 2, don't forget, we have the weekend live courses coming up. So if you want to know, learn straight one-on-one with Angela and myself, or Sunday is Alexis and myself for the long signing class, we got you guys. We wish you guys much success. I think that's all the announcements we have for this evening. Coupon code is notary, plain old notary. And somebody asked me actually the other day, do you have to be a notary to buy the courses? Because they were trying to gift it to someone. You do not have to be a notary. We were just celebrating our notaries the other day. If you did not see that video on Monday night, we interviewed about 8 different notaries. And it was just amazing, guys. The gems that they were dropping, their experience. Some of them took our class, some of them from other students from other places. So we were just celebrating notaries. We were coming off of our high from Sunday's event.
Right.
So I'm going to say bye, guys. It's my pleasure. Thank you guys for supporting us and ordering the courses. And the reason we did the courses really quick for half price till Saturday night also is because we want everybody to win. Everybody cannot take a 3-hour course. That's what Nene was saying the other day when we interviewed her. She was like, 3 hours is too long for her. Other people love it. Sometimes we go over 5 hours, 4 hours. So depending on your schedule, what you prefer, what type of student you are, we got you covered from A to Z. Well, I'm going to say good night, guys, on behalf of Notary Educators and myself, Kimmi, Angela, Alexis, whatever you like to end with. I'm done.
Just good night, you guys. It's been a pleasure as always. And good luck in your notary business. We hope you thrive.
All right, guys.
Good night, guys.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, good night. Coupon code notary. See you next week.
See y'all.
Thanks for
sometime
ordering
this week. Sometime. Okay.
Right.
Bye, guys.
ordering the courses online and in person.
Yes.